All right, so it says we're live. I wanted to welcome everybody to the ScrappyDew live show, and I'm Rob with ScrappyDew, of course, and I'm joined by three other people that on the panel that you see right down here. And we're going to start off with Christopher Allen. He just started popping in with his popsicle sticks, and he's been with us ever since he started showing us his cool designs and stuff. He's very knowledgeable with the Cricut Explore, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. So go ahead, Christopher.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Allen with Christopher Allen Designs, and you can find me at the YouTube link that is listed below my name next to my picture under the video.
All right. How many subscribers are you up to today? Let's give an update. Do you know off the top of your head? I know you're keeping track.
Like 1925, I think, is what it was at this morning.
All right. So yeah, when you first came here, it was. I forget.
Around 1,000.
Yeah, so there you go. So he's constantly growing, constantly making new cool videos. And next we'll go to Ken. He's also great at making videos, right, Ken?
Yeah, I guess so.
He's very, very, very popular with all these cutting machines that he's acquiring. Man, I tell you, Brother Scan and Cut was your last one that you got. But I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself, where people can find you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ken. I'm with Ken's Kreations. I have a blog that you can find at the website below my face right there on your screen. On my blog you can find my YouTube page, and right now my YouTube is really revolving around machines and my reviews on the machines and how they compare to each other, and really what machine would fit right in your craft room. And that's really kind of what I've been focusing on. And then I do have a lot of projects around those machines. I do have a video coming out this weekend on my review around the Brother Scan and Cut and my first thoughts on the machine and how it can fit in your craft room.
All right. Now we also have Michelle. She's our ScrappyDew design team leader. Helps ScrappyDew out a lot, and I'll let her introduce herself as well.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Michelle, also known as Michelle Mybell, and you can find my blog at michellemybellcreations.com.
All right. I do see that we have a lot of people, about 2 people here, you know. So I wanted to say hi to everyone that's out there, and I do see that it says that one person here says that it is their first time here. So welcome, Mary, and I'm going to do a quick little demonstration and just give you guys an idea for all you new folks that are out here on what the Google Live Hangout is, how to work it, how to be interactive with it, okay? So with that said, I'm going to screen share here. And right here, so well, let me pull it up on my other screen. So if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on the Google Hangout event page, you may see something like this in the lower left here. This is where you'll want to click to help participate in our live webinar that we have here. So go ahead and click there. That will take you to this page. This is a blown up here, and you'll notice this little grid square. And when you click that, you'll see 2 apps that you can choose from. You got the Q&A and you got the Showcase. The Q&A is where you can actually type in questions, because we're tracking questions and we're going to be answering questions live. So that's where you can participate there. Showcase is if Ken, Christopher, myself, or Michelle, if we have something to share with you via a link, we will put it in the Showcase app. So you know, sometimes it may be affiliate links, sometimes it may be just a cool link for you guys to go check out. You know, but it is relevant to what we are talking about. It's not something random, okay? So Q&A. So if you do decide to push that Q&A, you'll see this page down here, and in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see that thing that says Ask Question. So that's where you can click the green button, ask a question, type it, hit the Submit button, and that will show up on our little page here. Now, if you see a question that you personally like and that you'd like to see an answer to, you can go ahead and hit the +1 button. That will bump it up, make it a little more visible to us. But we'll promise we'll try to get to all the questions that are asked in here. And if you know an answer to the question that someone asked, feel free to post that as well. It's not just to ask a question. You can answer a question also. All right, so the general rules here on how this operates. There's typically about a 30 to 60 second delay between what we're talking about and what you guys are actually seeing. Okay, so keep that in mind. So if we do move on to another topic and you have a question about what we're talking about, well, of course, we'll come back to it again. Okay, so with all that said, let's go ahead and we'll just dive into some of these Q&As that we picked up via forums, via support forums, support emails that we get, and that we think that make great topics or great learning points. So, Christopher, I see a question in here. It's talking about the Cricut, of course, and I don't know. Do you see that under the Q&A? I don't know if you can read that for me. I'm tracking the other one, maybe all the way at the bottom.
Let's see here.
Let me.
Is that all the way at the bottom?
I thought it may be, but maybe it's not. Yeah, it's at the bottom. Oh, I can read it here. It says, I have the Expression 2, and I have many extra mats, pens, blades, and the wireless adapter. Can I use these same materials for the new Cricut Explore?
The only material, excuse me, that's going to be compatible out of the list that you have given is going to be the mats. I have noticed I've actually used my expression match on my Explore, and it seems as though they are just a little bit, just by maybe like 1/8 of an inch or so off different. They still, with the Expression 2, they still have the guides on either side that you could put the mat through, and it would guide your mat through, but it seems like they were a little bit smaller for some reason on the Expression. So the mat will still work, and you can still use it in the Explore. It's not going to fit, exactly into the mat guides like it does with the Explore. Unfortunately, the pens will not work with the new Explore because they are larger and chunkier. The blades you are still able to use. They are going to dull and wear quicker than the new Explore blades because the new Explore blades are the new German carbide blades. And I think what was the other thing? The wireless adapter will not work with the Explore. To tell you the truth, I don't know if the wireless adapter ever really worked with the Expression, but the Bluetooth adapter is what is now used with the Explore machine, and they're always on sale with the on the Cricut website as well as on Amazon, and I absolutely love mine because I love not having all of the cords anymore.
Yeah, I think Ken can agree. You enjoy your wireless cutting, Ken?
Yeah, I do. I got it mainly for the wireless cutting and getting, of course, rid of all of the cords, and then, of course, with the app, I obviously love it for being able, the Make It Now app is really nice. And I will say I had the wireless for the Expression 2, and if you've ever used it, it worked great for some people and not so great for others. And I was unfortunately one of those ones. I always had a problem with it connecting and disconnecting and connecting and disconnecting. The Bluetooth wireless app is amazing, so I've never had an issue with it. It's a much better technology than the Expression 2 wireless.
I forgot where I was going with this, but some people say that they have their machine like far away from their computer, and then they have their computer over here, maybe in a different room. I mean, is that difficult to I mean, would you want to do that? I mean, have your cutter that far away from your computer, or is there on the Cricut, once you hit go, you can just start loading the colors in?
I mean, technically, once you hit go, you can start loading the colors in because everything at that point is really ran from the machine, with the exception if you are using the score tool or if you're using pens, you're going to get your instructions or directions really from your computer at that point. Because in Design Space, it's going to tell you, please insert your pen at this point. It's going to give you directions on your screen at that point. However, if you're just using paper, your machine, the little C on your machine, is going to start blinking to let you know your next mat is ready to be loaded. I've successfully cut a pretty far distance. I was in the living room, and it was a good 20 feet away, and I was able to 25 feet away, and I was able to cut in the other room. However, I don't know why someone would want to do that on a regular basis.
How practical it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There was a follow-up question on this as well that I put in here, and it dealt with linking cartridges. They asked if they link their cartridges from Cricut Craft Room, how do they go about linking them in Design Space? I mean, do they talk to each other? Chris, go ahead.
I personally never uploaded any of my cartridges into the craft room. I had only put them into Design Space, but from what I understand, and Ken can probably help me out with this, I know that you are able, as far as I know, if you're signed in whenever you are putting them and you're linking them into the craft room, everything should transfer over, as far as I know, from the craft room to Design Space. Is that right, Ken?
Yeah, so the way Cricut works is you're not necessarily linking it to a machine or an item, and that's where the confusion has been, is in the very beginning people were linking their cartridges to the Gypsy, and the Gypsy was very exclusive. So once you linked your cartridge, it would say you're linking it to this Gypsy and it can never be linked to something else. And then Cricut got away from that, and now you're linking it to your Cricut.com account. And now everything's linked to your .com account. So that's the way to think of it. So when you link it to your Cricut.com account, you have to log into Cricut Craft Room and Cricut Design Space with your Cricut.com account. So as long as it's been linked to that account, no matter where you log in with that, you're going to have access to those cartridges. So when you go into Cricut Craft Room and link your cartridges, it essentially linked them to your Cricut account, not to Cricut Craft Room. So it linked it to your account, which then essentially when they created Design Space, it automatically linked those to Design Space because they're using the same Cricut account.
So as long as you use the same email address that you use with Cricut Craft Room, you should be able to automatically import it into Design Space.
Correct, yeah, because everything's linked to your master account.
Gotcha. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. I think maybe Christopher can take over some of these, or maybe it might be for you, Ken. It's Vicky Woody. She's asking questions about the printer. Do you want to field those questions? Do you see them? She said she wanted to learn more about the ink. Let me see if I can find it in here.
Oh yeah, I see them. Would like to hear more on printers and ink. Want to purchase a new printer, but only want one that gets the best deal in inks. Well, Vicky, the thing you need to look at is really what kind of printer you want. So most of your printers, you have wide format printers, or you have a standard printer that's going to look at 8.5 by 11. The majority of, if you're going to be looking at print and cut, and this is Silhouette Cameo currently right now, and I'm anticipating Cricut Explore is going to be cut with the 8.5 by 11. So that's the majority or the standard in printers. The wide format printer can do 12 by 12. When you're looking at that, the next thing you're looking at is quality. Just keep in mind when you look at quality in printing, you're looking at more ink. The higher the quality, the more ink, that gets expensive. The reason printers are getting cheaper and cheaper is because the printing companies know that they're going to make up their money in the ink. The more ink you use, the more ink you have to buy, they're going to make up the money. So a lot of people go to eBay. In last week's call, we gave everyone a link to eBay. My only cautionary tale with that is I have used eBay sellers before. Just really read the comments, read the reviews, read what you're getting, because you're going to see what is called a non-EOM. I think it's EOM, which is basically it wasn't designed by the manufacturer. So basically it's a product that was not created by that manufacturing of that printer. So basically they're giving you a pre-warning saying that if this messes up your printer, it voids the warranty of your printer and they will not fix it. And that has happened to me before, and I had to take Q-tips and go in there and clean out all the ink. So you can get some good deals on eBay. Just make sure to read through what you're getting yourself into. But I just got a 12 by 12 Epson Artisan printer, and I found a reputable ink buyer, and I'll be trying it out and see. I know that Christopher has an HP wide format printer, and he also is buying some printer ink on eBay, and it seems to be working as well.
Yeah, Christopher, can you show us some of the photos, or not photos, but the paper that you just printed out of thin air?
I would love to. Here are a couple that I actually printed from. These are some papers that you can get from the Silhouette store, and this is just, I mean, just a couple of them that I printed. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see them, but they are, I mean, they're definitely, I mean, scrapbook. This one's for Halloween. It's upside down because I'm going to be doing a Halloween series on my YouTube channel. So I've been doing a lot of Halloween papers. But these are all, I mean, some of this is actually, I think, better than the quality that you get in the paper pads, because the paper pads obviously are mass produced, and these are going to be done page by page. But I actually posted something in my Facebook group the other day. I have now printed over 75 prints with the ink that I had received from eBay, and it's only come down one notch on my meter for my printing. So, I mean, I'm excited to see how far this ink is going to go, considering it was $14 for 2 full packs of ink, and it's printing really, really well. So, I mean, if it does continue on the course that it is, I should be able to make an entire, 30-page paper pad for just the cost, really, of the paper. So, I mean, it's looking like I can do a paper pad for around $3.
Wow. Handmade Cards has this question for you. It says, Christopher, what happens if water contacts your printouts?
Well,
bleed?
I haven't experienced that yet, because I generally keep, as soon as I make a card, I am very finicky about it, and I immediately put it into a little clear plastic thing. So I've never really had anything get in contact with water, but I mean, if you hold tight, I can get it in contact with water, and we can see what happens.
I cry, to be honest, I cry because I've had that happen. I've created a card and I spilt water on it and it completely bleeds. It did the same thing with the Imagine, when the Imagine had its print and cut. I haven't had the water on the Epson yet, but I haven't had a solution to that yet.
It's tie-dye.
Yeah, it's a beautiful tie-dye. That's what you tell the people. You just pour water over the whole thing and say, that's what I was going for.
This is a Ken original.
It is. It's very Art Deco. Beautiful.
These are the little clear packages that I was saying that I put on them. You can get them. They're so dirt cheap, but this is just what I do so that I make sure that nothing hurts them. I think that I got, honestly, they're made by Darice, and I think I got 35 of them for, I think, like $1.10. So, I mean, it's definitely worth the investment if you're giving someone the card as opposed to just using it.
And it looks like a comic book protector. Trying to go through some of these things here. We got, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Kara asked a question about what cardstock weight I use. I'm really, I guess, a paper snob when it comes to weight. I really like the heavier cardstock. So at Walmart, they actually have Georgia Pacific in their Walmart section has, I believe it's 110-pound cardstock. And that's what I use. I like a thicker cardstock, and it's my favorite one. It's only $5 at Walmart, and they carry it in their school supply section. You can get it. It's very, very good paper. It goes through the printer. Before I had my Epson, I had a Canon MG 6200, so it works great and cuts great on all 3 of my machines. So I like the heavier cardstock because that way it works great on the machines. It works great when working with it, and I do a lot of 3D foam dots. So I raise up, as you can see on this Aladdin card I just made, I raise everything up. So I want it to be a nice, thick I don't want it to bend. And then also, if you're inking the edges, if you have a thin paper, inking is not fun, let me tell you. So I get my cardstock there. I don't know, what weight do you like to work with, Christopher?
For my paper, I actually purchase it from 2 different places. I get the Basil white. I actually get it online. That paper, I mean, everybody rants and raves about the quality of it, and I mean, I like the quality of it. I think it's great, but my favorite is Coordinations. That's actually manufactured by Darice. It is, I think, again, 30 sheets or something like $3 and some odd cents. I have actually a craft store near me that carries almost nothing but Darice, so it's very, very inexpensive. But I usually use around 110 pound is my favorite, because if you get anything heavier than that, what I've noticed is your rollers will, they don't really gum up, but they're pressing down on like one regular thickness of paper, but if it gets thicker, your rollers may go over top of that, what's been printed, and sometimes you'll get roller marks. I mean, 110 weight of cardstock, I think, is really all that you need whenever you're printing anything out. Again, if you're going to use the pop dots and inking and stuff like that. A lot of people like to use this really, really heavy, serious cardstock, and I just don't know why.
All right. This one, Christopher's for you. It says, do you have a source for your clear plastic bag cards? I guess if you want, you can text them to or send it to me in a message on where you purchase your clear plastic cards, and I can put it in the Showcase app if you wish.
Yeah, the 6x6 size actually is a size that they do carry. I will tell you that because I constantly was looking for the size that I needed, and the 6x6 was what I kept finding. I can show you. I mean, they're manufactured by Darice, and this is what they actually look like. It's from the toolbox, and I'm sure that anyone the problem is it's kind of difficult to find Darice products that are sold online. So what I'll do is I'll look for them for you, and you can go ahead and either email me or email Rob, and I'll get that for you. And I actually have an update on the bleeding paper real quick. If the paper bleeds. I used this, it's actually made by Ranger. It's a water-based stamp. It's actually a stamp cleaner. So obviously this is going to be much more abrasive than water would be. And I sprayed down this entire side of the page, and you can see that it didn't run at all. It didn't even disturb the page. It's this entire area here that I sprayed it, and I actually even kind of rubbed it with my hand to see if anything would happen, and it's still perfect. So wow. I'm thinking that the ink quality in the 12x12 printers, from what I have read, I think mine goes up to like 18 inches to almost 2 feet or something like that. They're made for like designers and companies to use. So from what I understand, the ink is a higher quality because they're generally made to print like posters and marketing materials. So I guess I'm glad that someone mentioned that, because now that I've tested this, it looks like the ink is definitely a higher quality.
All right. Ken, go ahead and feel free to field questions. I'm trying to add stuff to the Showcase app so that viewers can get that. You there, Ken?
Yep,
okay.
I'm just looking at some questions.
Okay.
So let's take a look here. There is a question that came in. We'll get the link up. I gave Rob the link for the Epson inks. Barbara asked for the Epson link, so we'll get that up for you, and that will be up through here in just 1 second. The next thing is we had a question on I believe it is right here on Silhouette Studio. It says, I would like to print my paper piecing quilt template, and in parentheses it says hexagon, before cutting so I can be sure my template measure is accurate. When I send printer, results in a blank sheet of paper coming out of the printer. What did I do wrong? And I will show you. Let me share my screen here. This is all right. So when I started with the Silhouette Studio software, this is a common thing that I would always do. And I'll just bring this bone in for an example here. I would fill something, for example, with color. And let's say I filled this with red. And then I would put the line color as black. And so as you can see, there's a line color. Let me fill it with a different color here so you can see the black line. So you can see that that line color is black. I would send this through my printer and it would print with the fill color just yellow. And I would go back and I would reprint it and it would drive me insane. And I didn't know what I was doing wrong until I realized right next door to my line color here, there's this other line here. And it tells you the line styles, but it also gives you a line thickness, and it pre-fills to 0, which means even though on your screen you see a line of black, it's not going to print that line. You have to change it up from 0 to a thickness. And I usually would have, I usually send it to 0.25, and as you can see, your line gets thicker. Now when you print that, your line will appear. And a lot of people didn't know this. I started doing videos on Silhouette, and I got a lot of comments that said, wow, I didn't know that. I would always wonder why my lines didn't print out, because you see it on the screen and you automatically assume, hey, my line's going to print out because I see a line there. I see a black line, so why wouldn't it print? Well, it's because your line thickness is at 0. So you need to make sure that you come here all the time and change your line thickness back up to whatever you want it to be, or it's not going to cut. Now, obviously, you can go and change your line color to whatever color you would like it to be after that point. But until you do that, when you go to print this image, it's not going to come, or it's not going to cut. Same thing is, even if you don't fill it with a color, obviously, if you wanted to cut just a basic and you change your line color to black, same thing is going to happen. If I was to run this through my printer, I'm going to get a blank sheet. It's not going to do anything for me. So if I was going to use this for a pattern to cut on fabric or something, and I ran this through my printer, nothing is going to happen. It's going to run through my computer. I'm going to say, what the heck? Why am I getting a blank sheet? It's because my line thickness is at 0. You have to make sure you turn this up to whatever you want the line thickness to be. Even at 0.01, it's going to be a very thin line, but you're going to get something. I would recommend probably 0.10. And that's going to give you a line. Now you could, if you wanted to, especially I know a lot of people that do sewing patterns, appliques, they'll change it to this one. You can change it to whatever, it will show up. But this is the #1 mistake that I will get people, and it's so frustrating because you'll do a beautiful imitation, and on here it looks like it's outlined in black, and you have, like, especially if you're using like ScrappyDew designs, or I use PPBN designs, everything will be outlined in black. And then you go cut it and nothing is outlined, and you just wasted a ton of ink, and you're thinking, why did nothing get outlined in black? It's because none of your line thicknesses are set. They're all at 0. That's pretty frustrating, but it's one of those things that no one really tells you. You just kind of learn going through the software. So I think that could be one of the problems you could be having in your pattern, is just going in and updating your line thickness. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that answers that question for you. If not, definitely let us know, and we can hopefully figure something else out for you.
All right. Yeah, the link, Barbara, is posted in the Showcase app, and wherever you're watching this, should be at the top right. It looks like a bunch of grid squares. Click that, and then click the Showcase, and you'll be able to see it on eBay. Okay? All right. Let's see if there's anything else. I did see that this comment here, Ken, from Jerry. She wants to know when do we get to see the new craft room? What's she talking about?
Oh, this room just about killed me. So about a week ago, I decided that I wanted to spruce up my room, and I've been doing a lot of videos, and so I decided to take on a remodel, and I went on Facebook and I've been doing some updates, and I finished the room on Tuesday night, and after the call tonight I'm editing the video and doing the reveal tonight. So I'm really excited. The room turned out great. I'm actually doing the video, so you have a little sneak peek behind me of what's in the room, but I'm doing the reveal tonight in the video, and doing a good video on it. So I'm really happy the way it turned out, and I hope everyone else is, and I think it's going to give me some good inspirations for some good videos. So I'm really excited.
So how long has this process been going on, Ken?
It took about a week and a half. I actually took everything completely out of the room, took it all down to the walls, carpet, everything, and completely gutted the whole room and restarted from ground up.
Gotcha. Oh, this question comes in from Janet. I'll put a star on this one, and maybe either you can or Christopher can answer this one. What is your go-to cardstock for print and cut projects? Did we already answer that one? I can't remember.
We kind of did. My go-to cardstock for print and cut projects is the Georgia Pacific 110 pound cardstock that I get at Walmart. I use that for every single print and cut project. It's a nice thick cardstock. You can actually get it on Amazon as well if you don't have a Walmart in your area. But if you do have a Walmart, it's just in the office supply area where all their paper is. It's in a yellow package. It clearly stays on there that it's 110-pound cardstock. I love it. Absolutely love it for print and cut. It's a nice thick paper, doesn't move, and that's the key on print and cut. Silhouette Cameo, I cannot tell you how many times that my Silhouette Cameo cut a little crooked because the paper moved in the printer, and if it does that, it won't print accurately. So I love that paper. So that's my go-to on all print and cuts.
All right. I do want to thank everyone for these happy birthday wishes that people keep posting out here. But the only problem is it's not my birthday. But I was going to tell you guys go to PayPal and give me some birthday money. No, just joking. But yeah, it's not my birthday. Vicky, you may have got that from the ScrappyDew page, maybe, I don't know. But in order to create the account, we had to use a birthday. I used my wife's birthday, so her birthday's coming up this Saturday. So mine was in June already. But I do thank everyone for the late birthday, happy birthday wishes. All right. This one comes from Handmade Cards here. She posted in the Q&A as well as on the live event page. Julie Flanagan, how about a Pazzles view review? Okay, so Julie, I don't know if she's out there, but yeah, I mean she's more than welcome to come on here and show us what she's got. You know, I'd be interested in knowing what it's about. I know that Ken, he's been thinking about doing some reviews. I mean, he's the review master. So yeah, I mean, if she's interested, yeah, I mean, feel free to contact me, Julie. We'll get you on here and you can show us what it's all about, because I'd actually like to see what all the talk is about. Teresa, she brought up the clear bags. Clearbags.com is excellent. They have many clear bags and envelopes. So yeah, Christopher hasn't given me that link yet, but once he does, I'll put it in the showcase. I'll even put clearbags.com on there so that you guys can check it out.
It looks like Leslie also has a link for clear bags too under Consumer Crafts. A really good link.
Okay, consumercrafts.com. Yeah, Leslie just posted as well. Is another place. So I'll add those links to the showcase so you guys can go check out those bags. I'll do that now, and I'll let Ken go field some more of these questions that he sees fit. Let's see. Let me see here on this. What's this one? I haven't even read this question. She says, I have a quick ScrappyDew question. It's probably in your video. Tell me about joining. But I have shiny thing disease. Oh, look, shiny thing, new topic. If I pay $19.99 to join the vault, is this a one-time fee or recurring? Well, the ScrappyDew vault is a one-time fee. So you pay the $19.99 for the ScrappyDew Vault, and you get tons and tons of patterns. Yeah, the video that you watch is about probably like a year old. We've added all of 2011 patterns to the Vault, so you get a nice collection. And if you are, if you don't have Make the Cut or Pop-Up Card Studio, if you purchase them through ScrappyDew.com using our affiliate links, you can get access to the Vault for free. You just have to purchase brand new and then send us a support email with your order number, and we'll look it up. And if it's valid, we'll give you access to the Vault for free. So a lot of free patterns, and and all you gotta do is buy a program you're gonna buy anyway, right? From ScrappyDew.com. So check that out. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go add those links, Ken. I don't know if you have a question that you've
it doesn't look like there's a lot of questions, but I did want to talk about something I posted on my blog earlier this week. I'm really excited. I'm sure you guys have seen it, and if you guys have questions around it or have gotten more information, but Silhouette just announced that they are releasing a new product called the PixScan, and what it is it is a new mat. And the mat actually has registration marks already pre-printed on it. And what this does is it actually serves as a, basically as a, here, and I can share it with you. So if you guys haven't seen it, which I'm sure you have, a lot of people have been talking about it. So let's go down here. Here it is. So basically, what it is here the mat, right there, it has these registration marks on the mat here. And so traditionally your registration marks on a print and cut would be printed onto your sheet, and then you would print it out on your printer, and then your machine reads the printed registration marks, and then you cut around that. This is different, where now the registration marks are printed on the actual mat, as you can see here. Now you actually can take a printed image, a piece of paper, a card, basically any kind of image, take a picture with either your phone, a digital camera, a smartphone. It actually then imports it into the software, and then you basically add cut lines around the part of the image that you would like. To me, it mimics a lot of what the Brother Scan and Cut does. Obviously, taking out the scanning part, you're using your phone as the scan part. The interesting thing about this is what I thought was kind of cool in the videos that I've watched is it actually, you don't have to be a photo expert. It actually, when you take the picture with your camera, as you can see what she's doing right here, it actually takes the picture, it flattens the picture, resizes it, it does everything, so when you actually bring it in and import it into the image, into the Silhouette, it actually does everything. So as you can see here, and I know it's not the best picture, but right here, and in fact, actually I have from Clever Someday here, she has a really good picture here that kind of mimics what I'm trying to say here. You can see here, before, this is the picture she took, and this is what this system did with it afterwards. So it actually rescales it. It does everything for you and does it. And so now she can actually add a cut line around just the image she wants. So when you put it into the machine, it just cuts around the image you want it to cut around. So once again, the registration marks are just on the mat itself. It's not on the paper. So this is really cool because for the first time we can actually cut a full 8.5 by 11 sheet, where in the past you wouldn't be able to because the registration marks had to be on the 8.5 by 11. So that's kind of cool news. I don't know what you guys think about that. For me, it's one of those things where it's kind of a cool thing. It's one of those things you do have to calibrate it, just like anything else. When you get it, there's a calibration process that's going to have to go through, but once you've calibrated it, you'll just take your smartphone or a digital camera, take a picture of whatever you're trying to cut on the mat. It has to be on the mat when you do it, and then once you do that, you'll import it into the software, and then you'll be able to go ahead and cut it. A couple things to note: you do have to have the newest software to do this. So you do have to have the 3.1 software, which I know some people are not, totally excited about. That's one of the things that a lot of people were kind of bummed out about. You do not have to have additional software for this, so this is all incorporated into the software. There is no additional cost to this, so you just have to buy the mat, which is right now $14.99, and you can get it for the Cameo or the Portrait. You do not need to have the Designer Edition, which a lot of people were asking, so you can have the Standard Edition. You can use a camera or a smartphone, so even though in the video and the picture it shows a smartphone, you don't have to have that. You also don't need to have a scanner to do it. And the big difference a lot of people are saying, I saw in a lot of forums, is how is this different than print and cut? Print and cut, when you do print and cut, it automatically will add the cut lines, and basically puts the registration mats on the actual paper. It has the cut lines on there. You're importing it. Where this one here, you actually have to add the cut lines, which is important because it wants to know what part of the paper are you cutting. Do you just want to cut one piece? Are we cutting the full piece? What part of it are we cutting? And the registration marks are on the mat, which could be a good thing because I know that I've had problems with the registration marks on the paper. I've definitely had problems with that in the past. So that's a huge, huge difference. One's not better than the other. I think they are definitely for different needs. But I think they're going to be different things. There is one thing to note, you still will have to trace. So a lot of people said, well, am I going to have to trace still? Absolutely. You still are going to have to trace the item that we're going to be putting the cut lines, because that's how Silhouette software knows what is going to be the cut line. So that will still have to be done. So I'm not sure what everyone is thinking. When I saw it, I was definitely intrigued. I've been spending a lot of time with my Cricut Explore in the Brother Scan and Cut, and not that I don't still love my Cameo, but this definitely reignited my interest in the Cameo. I've ordered mine. I'm just waiting for it to get here because I want to do a video on it and see how it works and see if it is something that's going to be cool. But I definitely I'm interested to see how it works. It's definitely a cool process.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing the if this thing can be duplicated. Can someone possibly make their own PixScan mat and see if they can do it on the cheap? I don't know, but I do like that. I do like the where you explained that it can even, if you take a photo of a tilt, if your camera is tilted and that image is tilted, how that program software will try to flatten the program and make it correct. So I think that's pretty cool, pretty neat. Linda here, she was asking, I guess along with the Cameo and stuff, she's noticing all these sales are happening. What are your thoughts? Are they trying to come out with they're trying to build up some income to maybe purchase, maybe they're coming out with a new machine? It seems like they're investing a lot in their software, and they're updating that a lot. The interface looks totally different from version 1.
Yeah, the rumors have been all over Facebook. I do know that. With this release, they also released the fact that they're coming out with the Business Edition software, which was really, really interesting to me for $99.95, I believe, which I thought was funny because I know a lot of people are still having issues with the version 3 software. So that will be interesting too. But a lot of people have been speculating the fact that since the Cricut Explore came out, and it's been getting a lot of attention, and the fact that it has the print and cut, which has been hearing good things about it. And a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people knew how many people would be going towards the Cricut Explore. I think that Silhouette Cameo is just, I don't know if they have a new machine coming out or if they're just doing it for competition, because the Cricut Explorer is already $249 as their regular price. Which is cheaper than the Silhouette Cameo, which I believe right now on Amazon is $269, but that's for a bundle price. So I don't know if they're just trying to lower the price to be competitive, because now you have Brother Scan and Cut, you have the new Pazzles Inspiration View, you just have all these other machines, or are they coming out with a new, better machine? I'm not sure, but it is interesting, and it is something that I know a lot of people feel like they're getting the bait and switch where, I'm going to run out and buy this machine just to have next year buy a new machine. But I kind of look at it the same way as I buy the iPhone 5 just to next year turn around and buy the iPhone 6. So it's the same thing.
they're trying to create an audience for it. All right. I did want to answer. Maybe Michelle knows this answer. Maybe she looked it up, but it sort of got me thinking to begin with. Is this one right here? She said that what shortcuts can I use in order to access the extra shapes from some fonts and make the cut? And she also went on to say, thanks, Michelle, for helping her out with her print and cut issues as you solved them. Michelle, do you know anything about this, about the subject of those shapes and fonts?
I'm not sure if she's in Make the Cut. There's I could share my screen. Let me.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on 1 minute.
So with any font, there's possible extra shapes. For example, maybe it could be the copyright symbol. It could be a trademark. I mean, sometimes they throw them in there, and in Make the Cut, you'll see on Michelle's screen there's what we call glyphs, the little glyph box, and I'll let you go ahead and show that, Michelle.
Okay. With your fonts right here, there's the drop-down arrow, and it will show the name of your fonts. Okay. Now, if you come over to this box down here, it says All Glyphs and Show Face. Let me highlight that. So you can put a check mark right here in All Glyphs and also show the face. And what will happen for Show Face is when you click on the down arrow, it then changes your font to the actual what the fonts look like in your program. So as you can see, there's all the fonts listed that I have on my computer. And this one right here, for example, that's what the font will look like in your program. Okay? And when you click on All Glyphs, when you scroll here, this one might not be a very good example. Let me select another one. Try this one to bright. Nope, that's not a good one either. Okay. These are some of the additional images in the font. Yes, I'm not going to get a... I can't find one that's a good one. Sorry about that.
Yeah. I was sort of thinking about this question as well, and I know that on Windows, I'm at Make the Cuts Windows only right now, except for I think if you had the Zing. But in Windows, while Michelle's working on that, if you there's a thing called character map, and I think if you just type in the search bar character map, it will show up here, and this is almost like an extended keyboard. You can see every single thing that's attached with that font, and if you select on let me hold on 1 second here. So if you select one of these keys here, and you look in the lower right, you'll see that a keystroke of Alt 0216 in order to get this shape here. Okay, so I mean you're gonna have to use this character map and find it, or you can double tap it and it will copy the character here. I'm hoping that's what you're getting at. But the thing is, with the keystroke here and the Alt, you're gonna want the number lock turned on. So you hold the Alt key down and you hit 0216, and that shape that you see right there on my screen will pop up. And the copyright symbol says it's Alt. Hold the Alt key down, 0169, and it will actually type out the copyright symbol. And I'm hoping that's what you mean. Otherwise, you got the character map here. You can piece together what you want, and you can hit copy, and that copies it to your clipboard, and then you can paste it in any type of word processing, such as Make the Cut or Microsoft Word. I'll go back to Michelle. You'll just have to unmute Michelle. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find a font that has different characters from another, and I'm not having any luck.
Now, Clever Someday.
Yeah, what is the name of that one? I think I have that installed on
Yeah,
my...
it's something cups, like 08 cups or something. I forget. But she made a cool little font. You know, she designed her own font. I don't know if I can.
Oh, I think I found it.
And it's not letters or anything. It's just like scallop border shapes and everything, and it's kind of cool. What she did. I don't know. Do you have it, Michelle?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah, here it is right here. They're little shapes that she uses to create borders with. As you can see, they're right here. There's the circle, the star, triangle, square. And she has a border tutorial. I don't have that handy, so I'm not sure exactly what the link is for that. But she uses these particular shapes to create borders. And she created, I don't know exactly how many, I lost my mouse. I don't know exactly how many shapes are in this particular font. But you can see these are all the different additional shapes that she created. And she uses these to create circle doilies, borders, things like that. And she also has a really great tutorial on how she does that.
Yeah, so those little squares that you see on Michelle's screen, those are actually tied to a key that's on your keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't know what key's what, and that's why Andy Make the Cut designed the glyph, or the so you can just double tap those shapes on there, and it will add it to your mat. All right, Margaret, she wanted to let everyone know that the Silhouette has a promotion going on. It says you get free shipping. Let's see. I'm not seeing the full comment here. Let me pull it up. But she just wanted to let everyone know that you get free shipping. Yeah, go ahead, Ken. I can't see the full thing here.
You get free shipping with a minimum of $25 purchase. So you have to put $25 in your cart, and then it goes until the 31st, and then there's no coupon code, so you just put $25 in your cart and put in your zip code, log in, and free shipping. So, which is funny because I went and got my PixScan, and they came out with finally new pen holders. So they actually now you can put in a wide variety of pens and their holders. I don't know where they got that idea, but anyways, now you can put all sorts of pen holders into the Silhouette Cameo, small, medium, and large. So I put both of those in my cart, and it was $24.98. So I had to find something for 2 cents to get free shipping. So anyways, anyways, yeah, you get free shipping. So it's pretty cool. So anyways, waiting to get my free shipping.
Nice. All right. All right. You can go ahead and. I don't know if you see any question that stands out to you, Ken. Feel free. I'm still searching here. Do you see the one in the Q&A, Ken? This question is actually for you specifically. It says, Ken, if you could only have one machine for your home and retreat use, which would it be, and what makes it better than the others?
I saw the question.
But you didn't want to answer that one?
I'm excited for this answer, actually.
Me too.
This is it's an interesting question. Put me on the spot. So basically, it's a toss-up because Silhouette Cameo, their software is amazing on what you can do. However, in my opinion, right now with the Cricut Explore, the ease of use with the Cricut Explore and the cutting on the Cricut Explorer is just a hair better than the Cameo. Right now, I find myself using the Cricut Explorer more than my Silhouette Cameo, and that's just because the Cameo, I find myself getting frustrated just on the ability sometimes to get the print and cut to work exactly right, and I don't think the cutting is as precise, and you just have to, you can get it to be precise. Some people will say on my videos, hey, if you do this, you can get it to cut like this. If you do this, you can get it to do this. If you go in and manipulate this and change it to this and change it to this and do this, you can get the Cameo to do this. Yeah, but on the Cricut Explorer, I don't have to do any of this. I switch a dial and it does it for me. And that's what I like about the Cricut Explorer is they've designed it to where you don't have to do any of the thinking. The machine does it for you. And for me, that's the reason that I think for retreat use and home use, it's really shrunk down the time that I'm spending on trying to figure out the machine and the software so I can actually focus on the design. But I will still say for the actual software, that still goes to Silhouette Cameo. And I've always said that from the day one, since I've done comparing on these machines in all my videos, the software still is a better software with the Cameo. It is, and hopefully in every update, the Cricut Explorer has gotten better, better updates, but there's still some basic features I would like to see the Explorer come out with, and an offset feature, some other basic updates. So hopefully they'd come. But if I would pick one right now, I'd probably lean towards the Explorer.
Yeah, I think Cricut always tries to go with their ease of use. You know, now they're trying to get people to think outside the cartridge, and trying to get a new fan base with all those new SVGs that are out there. Let me go back to the Q&A since we're done with that question. Good job, Ken, on fielding that one. Maybe Michelle can answer this one. It says, she said, lost her text area. How do I get it to appear again? Do you know what she's talking about, Michelle?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
She lost her text area. How does she get it to appear again? I think in Make the Cut you can show she may have like closed out of the text window. How do you get it back? Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to.
Is it a Make the Cut question?
Yeah, make the cut. Yeah, Make the Cut. She says, I lost my text area. How do I get it to appear again? We may have to come back to that one on you.
Yeah, I got to get my screen. Hang on.
Okay.
You could do another question.
Okay. We'll come back to you. Promise, Barb. All right. Has a video about character map, or has a video about the character map to get more fonts? I don't know what that question is. So maybe Teresa, you can ask that question again. It's broken. Not understanding that one. Scrolling through, and guys, I am, all these links that you're giving me, Teresa, Leslie, I am putting it in the Showcase app, so I'll go ahead and check those out, guys. So there's Showcase. I think this one's old, Ken, but she just wants to say thank you for showing her about that in the Silhouette Studio. Up the print, it says thank you, filled colors inside. So thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. All right. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more questions. I don't know. Are you, Ken? No. Okay. Michelle, you ready to screen share?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can you see the screen?
Can see the screen.
Okay. Okay. If you click over here, click on that. That will bring your text area, and you can type whatever you want, and it will show up on your mat. Is that what she's referring to?
I'm not sure if she's referring to about that, or you see that little X in the top right corner of main. Maybe she X'd out of that on accident, and she wants to know how to see that main window back. You see that?
Yeah. Hang on
Yep.
a minute.
So
I'm losing my mouse. Hang on.
oh, gotcha. I always keep mine in front of the computer. No, I'm just joking.
I'm in parallels, and between the video, it's really
Yeah.
pulling resources off my computer.
The fans. Yeah, it's under view. So if you accidentally close it out and you go to view, you can check mark main bar again, and it will show up. You see that, Michelle?
You? Mm-hmm.
Yep, view, and go ahead, click main bar. Click it.
Yep.
See how it disappeared? Well, if you needed it back again, you just go to view, and you can bring it back. I don't know if that's what she's talking about.
Is that what she's referring to?
Yeah, maybe. She may say that she lost her text area. She couldn't find it. I don't know. So hopefully that cleared that up, Barb. If it doesn't, feel free to type your question in again, and we will try to answer. All right. So I did want to talk about SVG Viewer. If there's, you can still monitor questions. Same with you, Christopher. Feel free to monitor questions. I did want to talk a little bit about the SVG Viewer, and while I'm doing that, Michelle can get ready for the design gallery and show us that. But the SVG Viewer, okay, I'm going to share my screen here, and all right. So I got the screen shared. We'll see. And Ken, don't type me any messages when I'm doing this live demo, okay? Got it, Ken? All right. Are you able to see my screen, Ken? I don't know. Are you able to see it? Ken?
Yep.
Ken,
yes.
You can see it? Okay. All right. So this is the SVG Viewer right here, and this is the code view, and I'm building it right now, and I'm going to show you what I added. I had a customer wanted to know about the, if you could actually have a history. When you import things, can you save it into a history? So there we go. That now my screen is. Now you guys can see it. Okay, so this is the SVG previewer, and just like before, if you were to drop and drag some SVGs, or I'm sorry, a folder into there, it will store. It will now store it. So, for example, the starfish here, if I drop and drag that folder in here, you'll be able to see the starfish. You'll also notice right here it added a timestamp. So now it is in my history. So whenever I reopen this program, it will be there. Okay. So say I added this folder right here. I'm gonna back up here, and
Excuse me, Rob.
Yes.
We couldn't see your screen.
You can't see it? Can you see it now? You should be able to see it. I have it highlighted.
We just see you.
You gotta click. I got another screen. You gotta click the other ScrappyDew.
I can see it.
You can see it, Ken? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now I can add this whole test SVG folder over here, and it will add every single SVG, of course, that it comes to within that folder. Okay. So now I can say, oh, I really want to check out what I did, here. I can go ahead, hit load selected, and it will bring me back there. I don't even have to drag the folder in there anymore. So now the only thing that you'll have to keep track of now is if you happen to move this starfish from another folder, it will not keep track of file movement. So basically, whenever you bring a folder in here, it will now store it into a database that is on your computer, and it will remember where that file is stored and locate in reference to the file that you dropped in there. So I can go ahead and let me go over here under, let's see, documents, and we'll go into here. So for example, the Fruity Divas. I can drop and drag that into here, and I can scroll all I want. I can close out of here. I can reopen, and my history is of course now saved. So once this thing compiles again, my history is still there. So I can double click. There's my starfish. Double click. There. That is my Fruity Divas that I dropped in before. So now you'll have a history whenever you're dropping and dragging things in. Of course, you can say, hey, I don't want this in my history anymore. You can delete that, or of course you can go to the file, clear history, and it will delete everything, and you can start over. So you start fresh with a fresh new database. So that's what's going to be coming out next with the SVG Viewer. I just have to clean up a few things, and hopefully I can release that this weekend, so you guys can check it out. Of course, when I do release it, you'll want to click here for check for updates, and it will have a little download link right here. So that will be your download link, and you'll have to use the password that came with your original invoice. So make sure you save your receipts, okay? And that is how you would download. But I haven't released it yet. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little preview of that. All right. So with that said, Michelle, are you ready for the design team gallery?
One minute.
Okay, 1 minute. Did you see any questions, Ken? I don't know if any arised.
No, there's one Christopher might be able to answer. Is there a trick to aligning letters or centering them on the Explorer? We kind of touched base on this a little bit last week, but
I actually just saw that question. It's going to really depend on what exactly you're trying to align. The Explorer actually will automatically align your letters based upon the font. I know that's been a little bit of an issue, and I actually, on my YouTube channel, there's one that's called Fonts and Monograms and Text, and it kind of reviews everything that you need to know about how to do the spacing, as well as how to the line spacing, as well as the letter spacing. Some of the fonts, like the cursive fonts, the really whimsical fonts, they automatically have large spaces in between some of the letters. So if you watch that video, it's going to show you how to actually bring those letters together and weld things and bring everything together. I would show you now, but it's kind of a little bit of a detailed process to learn, but it's very quick once you know. I think that's probably your question. If you have a question about like putting things around a circle or something like that, you're able to do that as well, but you have to take each letter individually.
Yes. Each letter individually.
And place them like around a circle shape if you want to do something like that. There isn't a capability yet for the Explorer to do any type of a warped text or anything of that nature. Hopefully in the new updates that I'm sure will be coming with the print to cut, there should be a lot of new things that we're able to do. Obviously, this is going to be a huge update once print to cut is released. So I'm hoping, and my fingers are crossed, that we're going to see a lot of those new features once that is released, hopefully in late September.
Late September. I was just going to get ready to ask you. When is that coming?
Can't wait.
Yeah, you with everyone else. All right. Looks like Michelle has her stuff up.
Yep.
All right. Show's yours, Michelle.
Okay, our first project tonight is by Jennifer, and she used the Underbrews pattern file, and she created a bedtime checklist. And that's a close-up of the file. And that can be found in the bedtime category. And the next project is by Leslie, and she used the Scrap Factory program and the brick expansion pack, and she created Frankie and his bride. The next project is by Melissa. She created a sticky note holder, and I believe she said she got this file from the Silhouette store, the sticky note holder, and she used the apple from the Back to School set 2013, and the schoolhouse is from the Back to School set 2011. That can be found in the school category, both files, or you can find it in the ScrappyDew vault. And I believe that's one of the files, one of the 64 pattern sets that were added to the vault recently. And there's the apple. And this next project, I found this in a Cricut group, a Cricut Facebook group. And this is by Melissa, and she used this Superhero Kids. That could be found in the Halloween category. And those are all the files she cut. And this next project is by Susan. She created a snowman book, and she used the bedtime expansion pack from the Scrap Factory program. She also used the Big Kids bed. That could be found in the bedtime category. And she also used her Christmas expansion pack. And these are some of the pages. And for the rest of the book, you can visit Susan's blog. You can go to susanbluerobot.blogspot.com, and you can find the additional pages. And you can also go to her blog. You'll be able to see her additional expansion packs, and you can click on them and purchase them. And that's all for the projects for tonight.
All right, thanks, Michelle. Appreciate it. I did want to show some screen share real quick of let me pull it up here, of actual SusanBlueRobot.com. She did just upload some new patterns here, or not new patterns, but new pop-up book that she did, and she used the new Scrap Factory. So let me share the screen here, and yeah, there's Chris. All right, right here. So Susan Blue Robot. So she used the cool new Fruity Divas expansion pack for Scrap Factory, and you can check that out. She made it a recipe book, so kind of cool on what she did. She got strawberry, lemon, cherry, plum, orange, raspberry, blueberry. So yeah, she used the new Fruity Divas for the Scrap Factory. All right, I did want to just touch up on a little on the Scrap Factory and the mix and match, because if you go to the -12.com/Scrap Factory, and you'll scroll down to the middle here, all these right here are expansion packs, and what's great about the mix and match is yes, for example, we'll go to that Fruity Divas here. You do get all of the that's not the right one, but we'll go over here. I guess I got to fix that link. Scrap Factory, Fruity Divas. So if you go here, you get all these. You can create all these dolls, right? But you can also create much more, because you do have the original set that comes with it. So you can use all of the original Scrap Factory faces, on there. Or if you like the face of the the Fruity Divas, you can put these on these types of outfits. You know, Scrap Factory. So you pick a body, you pick a head, you pick an outfit, and you hit generate, and it will spit out an SVG for you to import into your favorite cutting program. So to give you some examples on what you can create with mix and match here, I had Susan. Let me go find my download folder here. So I actually may have it up already. Let me see. Yeah, it's not up yet. So here it is. Hopefully you guys can see this stuff. All right. So this is an example. You know, all the animals are coming from SusanBlueRobot.com. So if you're into animals, check them out because they'll fit any of these dresses, outfits, pants that Scrap Factory will make. So this is what Mix and Match does. You know, so this is, you know, the outfit comes from the Fruity Diva set that you can see here, but she put, you know, this is from her expansion pack. She added an elephant, you know, the elephant body. So that is what is great about the mix and match. You can mix and match animals with different outfits. You can choose different hairstyles from the different expansion packs and put them with different expansion packs. So, you know, just look at all these cool things that she created, all from the Scrap Factory, and she just used the mix and match feature. Okay, so you know, check that out. You know, you don't have to make the exact same photo that you see from the dash12.com website. You know, be creative. You can even make ugly dolls. You know, mix and match. That's what it's there for. You know, don't have to use our colors that we give you. All right. I think that about does it from what I wanted to show you guys with the mix and match feature with Scrap Factory. Like I said, if you're interested in Scrap Factory, check it out. There is no trial version, but you know, you can just see all the cool things that you can create. All these photos that you see at the top here were created with Scrap Factory. If you go to shop.scrappydew.com, you can see that we added a gallery. You go to Scrap Factory Gallery. Michelle has been so kind to upload every single you know, Scrap Factory you know, product that the design team has made and put it up there. You know, so check it out. You can get some cool creative ideas, you know, just by viewing some of these designs. All right. I don't know if you see any other questions. Either Michelle, Christopher. I think Ken had to exit. Oh no, I'm not seeing Ken's face anymore. There he is. He's back. Yeah, do you guys see any questions?
Not that I'm seeing.
All right. Hey, I'm not seeing any either. So, hey, unless you have anything, Ken? Anything, Christopher?
Nope, I'm not seeing anything new.
All right. Well, before we close, what kind of videos are you coming out with this week here, Christopher? And don't forget to unmute, because you just got muted.
Sorry.
There's a lot of feedback coming. Next time, headphones.
I know. I'm still trying to upload my shaker card with the ability to do it without the packaging. It's done. I just need to get it all uploaded and ready to go. And
Shaker card, what's this?
A shaker card is, hold on, let me grab one. It's the card like I showed earlier, where you use a file and then you can shake it and these pieces move around inside of it. I had seen a lot of people create these, and it just looked so complicated. People were using different types of glues and different types of packaging and all sorts of different stuff, and I show in the Cricut Explore, there's already one video that's already up that shows you how to do it with packaging from tape. It's like craft tape that everyone probably has tons of packaging from, but I'm going to be showing a video on how to. I actually showed this one. This was the first one that I showed earlier, and this one I did not use the packaging. This one I used just clear acetate, and it's a little bit. I mean, it's not as easy to do as the one where you're just using the packaging, but I wanted to give some individuals an option on how to do it if you don't have that tape packaging, because I got tons of emails asking where to get the packaging, and I said you'd have to buy the tape first. And then I'm going to be doing another one. For some reason, I've been really into acetate lately and the ability to use that and write on it. So there's another video that's going to be coming out that involves creating a card that half of the front of the card is acetate, and I'm going to be using a couple of different files to create that. So you'll just have to, I guess, tune into the YouTube channel and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Sounds sticky.
Sounds sticky. It's, well, I guess it can be.
All right. All right. Ken, what do you got coming for us?
Well, I have my reveal, my room reveal that I've been working hard. That's coming up probably tonight. And then I have my long-awaited Brother Scan and Cut review, which I will give you everyone a preview. It is not my favorite machine, so hopefully it's not too mean. Maybe it could be user error. I'm not going to say it's not user error. It could very well be user error, but that's coming. And then I also have some reviews on a heat press I just bought, and also the printer. And I wanted to let Kim know, she said she didn't mean to put me on the spot. You didn't put me on the spot. Actually, I actually love doing reviews just for that reason, because I do know these machines are really expensive, and a lot of people can only afford to buy one, and a lot of information goes into buying these machines. And feel free to always reach out to myself. Christopher also has both the Explorer and Cameo, and he's just now getting to learn the Cameo and used to it. And you definitely use both machines for very different reasons. However, you have to ask your questions on, am I looking more for a software or more of a machine? Do I use more of the cartridges? What am I using this machine for? And then I could answer, this machine would be the best for you, because they are very strong in certain areas. And what I love about the Explorer, though, is it really does do a lot of the legwork for you. So you, by all means, didn't put me on the spot, but that's my answer for you. But anyways, make sure you're checking out my channel, because I do have some cool videos coming up, and I am hopefully going to be adding a Pazzles view. Hopefully Rob sends me one. You know, I keep thinking, if I keep coming back and back to these videos, as a reward, one day I'll come and on my doorstep there will be a Pazzles view. So I think you guys should all send him comments about that. Just a thought.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, didn't you just do a project that used like 3 machines?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Do you have that project handy, or is that in the same room that you're at? Okay, yeah. So what machine did what on this one?
All right. So I used the Brother Scan and Cut to actually cut the card base. I will say the Brother Scan and Cut has all of its designs pre-filled in, so it was nice to cut all of my designs using that. I used my new printer to print my paper, so all of the paper was printed on my new Epson. I used the Silhouette Cameo to my print and cut for the genie and the bottle, and the Cricut Explorer to do the writing. So I wanted to show and make a point, because for some reason there is this rumor out there that when you have these 3 machines on your desk, your craft room turns into Game of Thrones, and they start killing each other, and it turns into a bloody warfare. And there can only be one. It's like Lord of the Rings. And it is not true. You can actually have them all plugged in, and they all actually get along together. It's like that Coke commercial, I think, where they're all up on the hill and they're singing to each other, and they all play nice and peacefully together. So I did want to show that. So yes, I did use 3 machines.
All right. Yes. Yes, I saw that today. I was like, wow. Okay. All right. Michelle, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. All right. And I don't have any videos coming out. I just do these live shows, and I try to keep Ken and Christopher from arguing that their machine's better than another. So that's all I do. Okay. But I do appreciate all you guys that came out and checked out the show. We're going to try to do this every Thursday, same time. seems to work out well for all of our schedules. So with that, I'll see you next week. Okay, guys? Bye.